For this lesson, I'll show you how to add and subtract radicals. Right, so let's start off. Right, see if I can make an E here. All right, example. We have this expression, radical 5 plus 8 radical 5. All right, and we want to simplify this. So looking at this here, we have a radical 5, and we also have a radical 5 here. And there's an 8 in front of that radical 5, and there's a 1 here, even though it's not written, but there's a 1 there. So just ask yourself, alright, so we have 1 radical 5 plus 8 radical 5. Instead of radical 5, let's say we have pencils. So let's say we have 1 pencil plus 8 pencils. If we were to add them, we would get 9 pencils, right? But instead of pencil, it's just a radical 5. But you treat it like that, just like an object. So 1 plus 8 will give us 9. 9 of what? Well, it's going to be 9 of the radical 5. So we'll just times radical 5. Right? 1 radical 5 plus 8 radical 5 is 9 radical 5. Now let's take a look at another example. Example 2. Let's say we have 2 radical 6 minus radical 6 plus 3 radical 6. So let's just take a peek at the numbers in front of the radicals. So we have a 2 here, we have a negative, but you know there's a 1 there, right? You can write the 1 there, you don't have to, and there's a positive 3. So just thinking of the numbers, we have 2 minus 1 plus 3, and if we do out the operation, it'll be 2 minus 1, which is 1, plus 3 is 4. So our answer is going to be 4 radical 6. Right? That's our final answer here. Okay, I think we're ready for the challenge. Right? So let's say we have 2 in parentheses 5 radical 3 minus 2 radical 3 close parentheses plus 3 in parentheses radical 7 minus 3 radical 7 close parentheses. Right, actually, let me make it a little bit better. Okay, so now we have to apply the distributive property. Okay, there's 2 here, so we have to take that 2 and multiply it with this 5 radical 3. So we're going to take the 2, multiply it with the 5, we're going to get 10 radical 3. Okay, and then we're going to do the same thing here with that 2. I'm going to take that 2 and multiply it with the negative 2 radical 3. So 2 times negative 2 gives you negative 4 radical 3. I no longer have to write the parentheses because I distributed that 2 into each of the term inside the parentheses. Right? So now we're going to do the same thing to the other side. So we have 3 multiplied with the positive 3 times radical 7. It's just positive 3 radical 7. Right? And then the same thing with the other one. Take that 3 again, and now you're multiplying with that negative 3 radical 7. So that becomes negative 9 radical 7. Right? Again, I didn't write the parentheses because we distributed. Right, so now we can compare or simplify a little bit more. Right, so we have 10 radical 3 and minus 4 radical 3. So since they're both radical 3, I can combine them, right? So 10 minus 4 gives me, so this whole thing here gives me 6 radical 3. Right? And over here, since I have a radical 7 here and a radical 7, I can combine them also. So this will give me negative 6, right? Because positive 3 minus 9 is negative 6, and negative 6 what? Negative 6 radical 7. Right? And that's pretty much it, because I cannot combine the negative, the positive radical 3 with the 6 radical 3 with the negative 6 radical 7, because one is a radical 3 and the other one's a radical 7, and those are two different radicals, so we leave them like that. And this is the final answer. So we're done.